Oh, please don't tell me I'm. Oh my gosh, it looks like I'm live already. I didn't get a 1, 2, 3 countdown. I don't know how the heck that happened. Anyway, here I am. I am currently in Kansas at my son Frank's house and enjoying being with uh, my son and his amazingly wonderful wife and my grandkids. My grandkids here, and tonight I will be at my other son's house, Nick, with his lovely wife and their lovely kids, my grandkids. So it's really kind of interesting. I've turned now from the outgoing journey, which was, very busy during the day and running and seeing things, and then coming in at night and sorting through everything and getting ready for the next day. Well, now it's basically drive and visit, drive and visit. And it's another whole thing. So now my evenings are busy as I visit with my children, and my days are not busy, but I am driving. It has been a grueling drive back. This is the time when I am using my books on my Audible books to enjoy. Investigate that before you leave. That's one of the things I've learned, is there's things that I didn't investigate before I left, so I wasn't really ready for them, but now I'm working on that. And one of the things is I only discovered the other day that I can actually play my Audible books through the radio, I had the speakers in my car, and but I have to get this special cord for it, which I am doing today before I hit the road for my next long journey, which will not be until Wednesday, because I will be staying in Missouri tonight. So it's Kansas last night, Missouri tonight, one child, the other child. So yeah, but you have to get this special power cord that you plug into your audio system in the car and into your phone to play the Audible books. But I am very excited about it because I've been kind of trying to suspend the speaker in my phone as I can, which I think is a bigger stress on the phone as well as me. So I have listened to a book called Unfinished Business by James Van Praagh, who is a medium sensitive, talking about people and lives and life after death and what happens. And it gives me some comfort to think about Sammy and her unfinished business and other people I love and my own unfinished business that I don't want to leave behind when I leave here. So it's very meditative. And then you also have to have other things to listen to. So I also listen to the Screw Tape Letters. Now, those of you out there who are ministers, especially everyone, but those of you who are ministers will really find this a very rich source of information for classes or Sunday talks. You'll have to look it up because I don't want to waste all your time today talking about it. But the Screw Tape Letters by C.S. I had it 2 seconds ago. Lewis, C.S. Lewis. Great book to listen to or to read. And I've already read it and actually done classes on it. It's fascinating. And I am now listening to one of my fallbacks that I have listened to several times, and I can listen to it again and again. And that is The Help. Love that book. So this makes driving, especially long monotonous stretches, so much easier. That and I say this very, very carefully, if you have Bluetooth in your car so that you can speak hands-free on a really long and monotonous stretch, to me, I think that it helps to push that button and call a friend and chit-chat a little bit, especially if you're feeling buzzed by that monotony of the road. So that's what works for me. So my adventure started off on the 25th of September with Drive, Pray, and Heal. And I decided that on my way home, my little video visits with you are going to be basically about the drive, the praying, and the healing. So so today is drive. So I want to talk a little bit about the long drive. And what do you bring and what do you not bring? What has made my journey work and what has made it more challenging? I was very careful to pack everything in a specific way and be very methodical every day when I got to a motel, how I undid everything, and the next day when I packed, how I put everything back together. And for those of you who are wondering, no, charger hasn't shown up yet. It's a mystery to me. Kind of a fun mystery. Anyway, I hope it never shows up and the hotel never finds it. I got a strange feeling that if there is validity to a poltergeist, which it certainly seems like there's lots of evidence, I think it's in the next room. I don't know if there were any people even in the next room, but I got a feeling that's where that charger just might be. Okay, so very methodical about the way you pack, and then there are certain things that help. Like, for example, this is my makeup and toiletries thingy, and each section, one section is for like makeup, and one is for like brushing teeth, flossing, and all that stuff, and the other one is like skin and hair care. So, and it rolls all up. You put everything in its right compartment, roll it up in the morning when you go out in the day for your day, and then when you get back to the next motel, unroll it. It's waiting. The key is put everything back where it belongs. That is something in our own lives we need to learn. Sometimes, like resentment, which doesn't belong in our present, because that is re-experiencing a negative feeling. So it works with your stuff, as above, so below. It works in our lives. Now, then, you know, you want to take certain, like if you're taking medication, make sure you got your medication, a copy of your prescriptions. By the grace of God or good genes, whatever, I don't have to take medications with me. But I do have something for if you can't go, something for if you ate something and you can't stop going, something like ibuprofen or like that if you happen to encounter a body ache or sometimes, you know, you go out and you start hiking when you haven't hiked in a long time and you could need a little pain relief. So, and then the Tums, I always take Tums just in case you're eating some food that you're not accustomed to and want to be prepared. But that's basically, oh, and I wouldn't be without Zicam, okay? Now, there's people who are in unity who would say, well, you don't need to bring anything because you just affirm nothing's going to happen. And I totally believe that. I also don't know that I am there in my consciousness yet. And sometimes the collective consciousness is larger. So just, you know, bring what you just in case may need, affirming you're not going to need it. And you'll be happy when you get home. Then, of course, you want to bring a good camera. One of the happiest things I did was I bought my new camera. If you haven't seen the squirrel picture in my album, you got to find it, because you can see every hair on that squirrel, and I was a good distance away, and the shutter was fast enough to catch the squirrel. My own regular little camera and my phone camera just wouldn't have done that. So you want to have both your phone camera as a backup and a good camera, and you want to have what? Extra card in case you fill your card, extra battery in case sometimes, you know, you're taking a lot of pictures or video, you run through one and you got to go to another one right away. And a charger. You need your charger. Who knows, you may even need an extra charger. I'm glad I had mine. I would have gone out and bought one if I needed to. But those are important things. The other thing is the camera case. You have to put your camera in a case when you're not using it, and sometimes when you're walking around, because I always keep mine on my wrist strap and it bangs up against stuff. So those are some, to me, of the things that I'm gladdest I brought. And there's a little thing that I can't tell you how wonderful it was. This is called an InstaBoost. My niece gave that to me for Christmas a couple years ago. And what it is, hold on, getting it. This is another thing that you want to keep charged. It holds a good charge for at least a month. So I didn't bring it in every time. Thank goodness. I would have been really ticked off if that poltergeist got my this charger, my InstaBoost. This thing will actually start your car. Seriously. It's got a little thing you plug into your light, your cigarette lighter. They now call it an accessory port or something because we don't talk about cigarettes anymore. But it is amazing. It's got this fantastic, I wonder if I can do it. Yeah, bright. I'm not going to turn that in your eyes. Bright light, and the light not only shines, it flashes in case you need a flasher, and so then it's got the little ports where you can plug in things to charge them. So that is something that I am so grateful that I had, because in the unlikely and unfortunate event that my car, for any reason, if the battery had gone out or anything happened, I could have started my car. I have used this several times to charge my phone, because when you're using your GPS in your phone, which is what I do, it takes a strain on the battery. And sometimes if your battery goes out, your GPS goes out. And you don't know where you are, and you don't know what you're doing. So get an InstaBoost to have in your car, whether you're planning on a long journey or not. And very important with the InstaBoost, put it somewhere where it will be at hand should you need it. Another thing that I probably did not do enough of was learn to really understand my GPS, and to avoid touching it, because if you touch your phone with your GPS, if you got a touch tone, what do they call that? The touch screen, and you touch it, you can screw up where you're going. So very important to read the instructions on your camera, on your GPS, on your InstaBoost, and anything else you are going to be using on your journey. So those are some important tips about what to bring. Let's see, did I hit it? Oh, did I say load books on Audible, because that is making the ride back. I have not stopped allowing myself or requiring myself long periods of silence, because I just turn everything off, because there is where the reflection goes, but that's going to be another day. That's not today. And always be prepared for the grueling drives, underscoring, stop if you got to pee. Every time you stop, if they got a place to go, good idea to go. I haven't downloaded or uploaded, or whatever you call it, a few pictures on my camera, but there are not many. Just to say that the drive from, I think I start, oh yeah, okay, I went from Kingsman, Arizona, and I drove back to Albuquerque. When I got back to Albuquerque, I remembered Balloon Festival's still going on. I don't really want to pay a lot extra for a motel. And then I went north on 25 to get to Santa Fe. And not that long after I turned north on Santa Fe, I started to get a little like, shoot, I'm not making it to Santa Fe. I got to stop. So I had to stop and find, you know, a workable motel and all that. And don't drive too long. Don't drive too long. Now, I do use energy drinks in the afternoon, one a day. It's basically Starbucks double shot. You know, that'll keep you going. But please, if you're on the road, especially on a long and grueling drive, such as the one I had from Kingsman to, I don't know what town I stopped in, but I know I did not make it to Santa Fe. I was 30 miles out of Santa Fe, so check it out on the map. And then the next day from 30 miles south of Santa Fe to Denver, that was, oh, and then I got to Denver and the traffic was, very bad. So, but it was worth it when I got there. But that's tomorrow, because tomorrow's going to be more on the after the car stops part, the pray, and then the last one will be reflection, which will be healing. So I think that is everything that I intended to share today. So you all have a good day. Thanks for stopping in on my little video. And I do have more stories about where I planted the last rocks. I did plant a rock in Colorado, and I will be doing one today in Kansas and one tomorrow in Missouri. Even though I already left one in Missouri on my way up, that was north or south of where I am. And then I'll be doing one in Indianapolis, and I didn't make any other rocks. Whether I will or not in Indianapolis, I didn't need to. And sometimes when I got in at night, I was so exhausted. Oh. One other thing to take with you when we get back to the medicine thing, and I don't have the box, so I can't show it to you. I'll try to show it to you tomorrow. But I have this little box of stress things. It's all natural. They're not little, tablets to take, herbs to help you sleep, and then tablets for day stress if you find, you're in stress during the day. Those the nighttime ones, sometimes I'm changing time zones. I'm sometimes excited or anxious or whatever. My next stop, those pills, the sleeping form of these pills, I really good. The hard part swallowing them because they're quite large. So you put them in your mouth and you're like, So thank you everyone for joining me. Good morning, Cheryl, Joanna. Thank you for supporting me in my drive and my reflective time. We'll talk about that on the healing section. So tomorrow is going to be the pray section. So God bless you. Thanks for being with me, and I will see you on the road home. Bye. It will